Stephen Hester, hello. RSA has announced its full-year results for 2019. What are the headlines?
We're very pleased with RSA's results for last year. At a headline level, we have an all-time record underwriting profit and combined ratio, and that translates into earnings per share, 44.5p, return on tangible equity, 16%, a very good level, and another increase in dividends up 10% on the year. So we take all of that together and we think that our shareholders have every right to be pleased with our performance, particularly coming off a more difficult year in 2018, and we believe it shows RSA in the round to be in good health and able to look forward with some confidence.
How did you perform against your key priorities set in 2019?
We've tried over the last 5 or 6 years to have a very consistent strategy for RSA, and I think the strategy is working. And within that, every single year we're trying to advance for our customers. All companies are based on that, of course. We're trying to do our jobs, which is around underwriting, pricing, claims, our technical jobs, better and better every year. And we're also trying to become more efficient every year. So all of those three things we did more of in 2019. In particular in 2019, a whole raft of our businesses were performing excellently coming into the year, and we needed to keep that going. Broadly speaking, that was our personal lines businesses, serving personal customers. About 60% of what we do is in that area. And across our personal line businesses, in 2019, profits were excellent. We had a combined ratio better than 90%. We grew with our customers, and we feel that's a source of real strength for RSA. Conversely, we needed to fix the performance of our commercial lines businesses, which had a very difficult 2018. A lot of that was to do with difficult market conditions. Some of it was things we could do better. And what I think we can say for our results last year is we made really good progress fixing those underperforming areas. We're not done yet. We need more progress again in 2020, but crucially, our UK commercial lines businesses did much better, went back into profit, and we put in place the actions needed in terms of costs, in terms of new management, and in terms of further underwriting to get progress again in 2020.
And what are some of the highlights from RSA across group businesses?
RSA, in some respects, is a federation of three very strong regional businesses. And the good news about 2019 is that every one of our regional businesses contributed strongly to the group's result. And when all three regions do well, the group does well. And so if we look on a regional basis across our businesses, in Canada, a very sharp bounce back in profitability. I think we may be the best performing Canadian insurer when all the results are out for last year, which I'm delighted with. We think we can go further. The powerhouse we have in Canada is our personal lines business, and particularly our direct writer Johnson. And in commercial lines, we still have work to do. In Scandinavia, traditionally our strongest contributor, again, our strongest contributor last year. And our Swedish business in particular is really the best example in our group of a best-in-class performing business with this year strong commercial lines as well as personal lines. But again, in Scandinavia, we need to do much better in Denmark, and there's still work to do and improvement to be made. And last but not least is our UK and international region. That has been the source of great struggles for us in the last 10 years, and particularly in the last 2 years. And I was delighted to say we made a whole bunch of changes to our business, to our management team. Those changes are showing really good early promise. The division bounced back into good profitability and gives us hope that we can go further again next year.
There's much discussion currently about companies' broader citizenship efforts. How does RSA see this?
We're very clear as RSA that the best contribution we can make to the world around us is to do our jobs really well. And that means to serve customers really well. Insurance is an essential service. The world is not running out of risk, and to help protect people against risks that increase and change over time is an essential service. We must do that well. And in doing that well, we can serve shareholders well, we can create wealth for them, and those two jobs for customers and for shareholders are our best contribution to the world. But the way that we do those two jobs is also important. Of course, culture is important in the workforce. We're pleased in a different context that diversity and inclusion, very important for us. We've hit some key milestones in the last year, particularly in the presence of women and my executive team and our senior management group, where we hit our 2020 targets a year early. And then when we broaden one step further still in terms of our impact on communities, of course we do that through being a successful employer, but we launched or relaunched our efforts in this area, badged Confident Futures, and there's a whole series of initiatives around the company and contributing to our communities. Finally, but not least, climate change. It's, of course, a really big thing for the world. Insurers, it's big for because property threats around climate change are in the fore. And so we think we have a special role to be a responsible citizen and leading in the area of climate change. We do that through our contact with clients, customers who are impacted by climate change. We do it in signing our own business up to policies that will be in tune with the Paris Accord goals, and in terms of the influence we have in areas like renewable energy, where we're a global leader in advancing, if you like, climate change activities. So the way we do business is important, as well as what we do, and I think the two are well linked at RSA.
How is RSA facing up to external challenges like adverse weather conditions and coronavirus? And how does that impact RSA's business?
The insurance industry is one that, of course, reflects the world around us. It's a relatively mature industry, and it grows slowly and it changes slowly. But nevertheless, we do change, and we have to change. First is to serve our customers. You've noted two examples. Climate change is putting our customers more at risk from severe weather trends. Other changes, you could pick cyber threats, most recently coronavirus, show other kinds of risks. All of these, of course, show why insurers will be needed for many years to come. But we can play our role both in terms of more and more accurate and effective pricings and risk avoidance measures, so we can help our customers know what they can and can't do and what sorts of risks that they're encountering, and then protect them against it to the extent that they take out insurance. We can do that. And coronavirus, I think we're still early in understanding the real economic impact of coronavirus. But nevertheless, of course, it's very, very important, and I'm sure will give rise after the event, whenever the coronavirus is dealt with, to many people looking to see what responses the world can make to those sorts of outbreaks, and how, in the case of insurers, that we can be responsive and help give people coverage or avoidance methods that allow them to deal with such problems in the future.
RSA's ambition is to aim for best-in-class performance. What is the outlook for RSA in 2020 and beyond?
Our strategy is consistent. Our ambitions are to have a company that is operating at best-in-class in our markets, best-in-class in terms of how we deal with our customers and in terms of what we produce for our shareholders. So our future is clear. We will strive every single year to improve on what we did the year before and to get towards that destination of best-in-class. I think every one of our regional businesses has the capability to do that. We're well advanced on the journey. I think within the next 1 to 3 years, if each of our businesses can achieve that kind of a performance. So we're focused on that. It's not all plain sailing. We're in a world which will probably grow slowly, that will have various threats, which we've talked about. And in particular, insurers are held back by very, very low interest rates, which are an important element of insurance profitability, and that will provide a headwind for us and all our competitors in the coming years. But that makes it all the more important that our underwriting profits are strong, which we only get by a combination of serving customers well and doing it cleverly in terms of adoption of technology, intelligence and tools. That's our plan. We hope that 2020 can be a better year than 2019, and we're pleased to say that 2019 was a strong one.
Stephen Hester, thank you.
Thank you.